What's going on, guys? The Iron Jesse here, and welcome back to my Lego Marvel set review. And today I'm finally reviewing the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse collectible minifigure series. This is set 71050, it ages 5 plus, and there are a total of 12 figures that you get in this series. So I got a couple of these characters since last year in September and all the way up to this year in January, and each figure costs $5 per pack here in North America and around the world for the lineup. So without further ado, let's take a look at all of these. So first up, let's take a look at the original Miles Morales, also known as him as Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Punk, Sun Spider, and Werewolf Spider-Man. So these are pretty good figures. Well, Miles, on the other hand, is still a nice figure, but he is pretty decent for what you're getting. So we have the same design for his awesome suit that I really adore a lot from the film, because this is still my most favorite Miles Morales suit that I've seen for the lineup itself. So I love the printing for his mask. Let me just carefully lift that up since Hobby's in the way with his. So I love the printing for his Spider-Man mask, which is pretty good. And I love the torso with the Venom strike detailing and the Spider-Man logo for the center part of his chest. And I love how they gave him some leg printing, which is pretty good, since the one in the Bodega set from last year didn't have any leg printing, but I'm glad they added some for his CMF series version. And he does come with that genetic spider that is a terrible accessory to me, because it would have been awesome if they gave him like some Power Blast pieces to recreate his Venom strike powers, but yeah, this accessory is not a good way to do it. And once you notice, when you remove that spider, he has two sand blue hands to recreate that Venom strike look. The face printing is different than the one that we've got in the Bodega set, which is a nice touch. And we do get that same hair piece from that set too. And I love how they gave him some side arm printing for his Venom strike look. Spider-Gwen has to be the best minifigure from the series itself, because this look of her is better than the Bodega set, to be honest, because they made the face printing accurate as well as her hair piece, since we have that nice blonde detailing and the pink highlights, which is pretty good. I love that Spider-Gwen mask with that face printing. It is pretty accurate in the film, and I love the white hood. And she does come with that really great accessory that has the picture of her and Miles, and that is a very great accessory. I'm glad they used that towel for that picture for her. And I love the torso printing and the Doom-molded legs with their sneakers. And I love the side arm printing too. They totally crushed that in the side leg printing. Hell yes, that is very awesome. And we do get our first ever Hobby Brown Spider-Punk minifigure. He looks so freaking awesome in my opinion. So I love that hairpiece that was new from last year and that spikier look. I love the face printing for him. I love his Spider-Man mask with that mohawk piece. So that mohawk piece is also new since last year. Hopefully they will continue on using that for a comic book version of him in the future. But I love the face printing for the Spider-Man mask, as well as the printing for the dual-molded legs, hip, and torso, and that guitar, which looks pretty freaking cool. And I love his side arm printing too. And we do get Sun Spider. He has to be the weakest one of them all, because he doesn't interest me that much. I wish they replace him with Spider-Woman, which is Jessica Drew. But I love that cap piece in that reversible look. I love the face, torso, and leg printing. I love the side arm printing with those canes right there. And I love those pieces right there for those walkie canes for him. Werewolf Spider-Man is very awesome, since I love how they use that classic werewolf headpiece with that torn up Spider-Man mask. The torso and the dual-molded legs are pretty good. I love his side arm printing too, which is pretty cool. And when you remove his head, here's what the rest of the torso looks like with the Spider-Man logo, since all that fur is in the way. Let me see if I can, there we go. So yeah, I was trying to put his head back on. But anyways, let's flip everybody around so I can show you what the back of the characters looks like. So let me just take off their hair pieces so I can show you what their second face print looks like. So here's one for Gwen and Miles, and here's one for Hobby. And let me just flip Sun Spider around, and yeah, with those friggin' canes. So here's what the back of these characters looks like. So we have the second face prints for Hobby, Miles, and Gwen, and their series looks. I love the back torso printings for these characters, especially Hobbies with your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man look. And we take off Werewolf Spider-Man's mask. I should have done that already. So this is what the back torso printing looks like for him, and also the rest of the detailing for Sun Spider and the rest of the So we have Spider-Man India, Spider-Bite, Prowler Morales, Miles G. Morales, aka the Prowler, and Cyborg Spider-Man, as well as Spider-Cat. So I love some of these figures, especially Prowler Morales. Miles Morales as the Prowler. I can't stop calling him that. So I love the design for the Prowler right here. This is like our first ever Prowler minifigure, and hopefully we will get an Aaron Davis version of him in a regular Lego set in the future. So there are like some issues for that minifigure because his outfit, the coloring for the outfit for the character is inaccurate. In the movie, it was supposed to be black instead of purple. Well, at least they got some parts of it right, like the center part for the torso with that purple detailing in the Prowler logo. But outside of that, all this should have been black instead of purple. Come on, man. They could have just done a better job with that. And we do get those gunmetal gray gauntlets for him. At least they are pretty fine for the way it is. But I still dig the toe and leg printing for him as well as the torso. But I love that neck cape piece that he has as well as his helmet. So that piece is so freaking awesome with the braids and also the mask detailing, which looks so freaking cool. And also, once you remove one of the gauntlets, let me just take one of them off so I can show you what his sidearm printing looks like. So here's what his sidearm printing looks like, and the side the leg detailing. So same thing with the right one, and they totally know that design. And we take off his helmet. This is what his face print looks like, and it's so cool with that cheekbone detailing, which is good. And he does come with that hair piece in that braid look, which is pretty good. So let me straighten that up. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Hopefully Lego will still continuing using that piece in the future. Spider Bite looks pretty good, since I love the printed toes and legs and that translucent look for the character, as well as the printed arms, which looks pretty great. And she also has side arm and leg printing for both of the left and right side of the figure. So that looks pretty good. And she does come with that tablet that has like the spider detailing and everything else. And also that tablet has some access for the go home machine that already happened in the film. I love the torso printing, and the helmet detailing looks so freaking great in my opinion. And once again, if you guys don't want her with the helmet on, she does come with a hairpiece in that Bowie style look. So yeah, I totally dig like that detailing in that dark blue color scheme, and the face pretty looks good. We do get Spider-Man India for the first time ever. They totally crushed it, man. So I love the face printing for his Spider-Man mask. I love that regular face printing with the identity of the character that I'm not going to say because I'm not going to pronounce it wrong. The hairpiece looks so nice and slick looking. They totally crushed it with that. And I love how they gave him Spider-Cat. Well, in the movie, the fur for Spider-Cat is supposed to be in that orange color instead of light tan, but I still love the face printing with the Spider-Man mask. I love the hip and leg printing for him, and I love how they gave him that shy T piece, which is pretty cool. And the sidearm printing for him looks so darn good. Cyborg Spider-Man woman looks pretty good, but in the film, she was a huge character instead of a small character. But I totally dig the rest of the detailing with the toe and leg printing, as well as the torso and face printing, which is really nice. I love that shoulder piece for Cyborg Spider-Woman with that spiky detail and that blaster right there, and the regular left arm with that arm printing, and the utility belt looks pretty darn good. Now let's go ahead and spin everybody around and show you guys what the back of the characters looks like. So let's take a look at Spider-Cat, and by the way, that's the same cat piece that we've been getting in a different color. So let's flip everybody around. So here's Spider-Man India, Spider-Bite, and Prowler Morales. The Prowler. I can't stop calling him that. So this is what the back of these characters looks like. So we have the second face print for Spider-Bite and Spider-Man India. And here we have the back torso printings. And same thing with Spider-Woman and Miles G. Morales. And we have the back head printing for Spider-Woman in the back of that. Here are the final figures in this wave. So we have Peter B. Parker, Spider-Man 2099, and Web Slinger along with Spider Horse. So I love the design for Web Slinger. Let's take a look at him first. So he does come with that light tan lasso piece as his accessory, and I love the detailing for the dual molded legs with that boot design and the leg printing with the strap and the waist printing with that belt design. He does come with that poncho for the webbing detailing, which looks so freaking nice. I love that dark brown cowboy hat for him, and he has his red bandana, which is nice. And it would have been awesome if they gave him some side arm printing too, because it looks pretty dull without it. But when you move the poncho piece if I can, so here's what the rest of the torso printing looks like when you move the poncho out of the way. And I love like that dual molded legs design. I wish they gave him some side leg printing. And Spider Horse is pretty nice for what you gain. Well, I know it's in that small look because can't fit a regular horse in a regular minifigure. Wait, let me just focus on the character. So yeah, you can't like fit a regular horse in that blind bag, but at least it is pretty solid for what you get. I love that Spider-Man mask for the character. If we do get Spider-Man 2099 right here, let me just focus on that just a smidge. There we go. So here we have Spider-Man 2099. I know it's been a while since 2019, but I'm glad they brought him back in the CMF series. Well, even though we got a new one that released in the January wave. So I love the face printing for his Spider-Man mask, which is pretty good. I love how they added a minifigure trophy piece as like a little holographic look for Lila. So yeah, that is just pretty good. You do get two of those if you lose one of the extra ones for the character himself. I love the toe, leg, hip, and torso printing looks very phenomenal. I love the face printing, which they really nailed with, and I love how they used the Han Solo hair in dark brown to complete his look. I love how they gave him side arm printing too, which looks so freaking amazing. And we do get Peter B. Parker. He has a pretty nice minifigure, but there are some issues. But I wish they made his hairpiece more movie accurate, because I don't think using that Peter Parker / Superman hairpiece works for him. They could just like use like Kai's hairpiece in that spikier look, because he has like that spikier look for his hair. But I love the face printing for him, which is pretty good. And he does come with Mayday Parker with that baby carrier. So I love how they use that baby carrier for him, and Mayday looks so freaking cute in my opinion. I love the dual molded looks for him, and the toe printing looks so freaking nice. And when you remove Mayday from Peter, since I gotta take his whole head and hairpiece off like this, here's what he looks like without the baby carrier with Mayday, and here's what Mayday looks like when you remove her from the baby carrier. So I love that dad bod design for Peter, which is pretty good. And the torso printing looks similar to the 2021 Spider-Man minifigure because of the spider logo. And I love the pink robe, which is that bathrobe, and I totally dig the detailing for that. Now, spinning these characters around so I can show you what the back of the characters looks like. So let me just take off. And by the way, I want to show you what Web Slinger's face looks like. So this is what it looks like. It almost reminds me of the 2021 version of classic Spider-Man. So, because how the way it turns out. So let me just put all his gear back on. So this is what the back of the characters for Peter and Web Slinger looks like. And this is what the back of Miguel's second face print looks like in that rageful look, since he's trying to take down Miles from that chase scene. And I love that plastic cape design. It looks pretty good with that pixelized look for him. And let me just put one of his arms down. There we go. So this is what the back of Miguel's torso printing looks like. They just totally crushed it, and I am a huge fan of it. And spinning Spider Horse to the back right here too. So this is what the back of the characters looks like, and this is what the second face print for Peter B. Parker looks like in that like shocked or curious expression, or in that exhausted look with the beard, which is pretty good for these figures. Overall, these are pretty awesome figures. Well, some of them are great, and some could have been better in my opinion. So I'm glad LEGO made this into an official CMF series right after the movie came out in 2023. So yeah, I'm glad we get to see some of these characters in minifigure form, like some of them for the first time ever, and some in some pretty great, awesome upgrades. So I love the original Miles Morales minifigure, him as Spider-Man. So the figure itself is similar because last year I did a minifigure comparison with his regular version from the mini modular bodega set that was based off of the film from 2023. But I love how they gave him some side arm printing to recreate his Venom Strike look and some leg printing to complete his outfit. If some of you guys have duplicates of this guy, then you can use those legs to swap out with the plain ones for the regular version of him from the bodega set, the one that has the spot in it that released last year in January. So I love the new face print for him in that smiley look and that serious look, and I love the hairpiece and the mask for him is pretty good. I wish they gave him some power burst pieces so I replace him with that spider piece, because that accessory has to be the weakest one for him. I love his Prowler variant, but I still wish they made his outfit black in the movie because it wasn't supposed to be purple, it was supposed to be black, but at least they got some parts of it accurate. And I forgot to show y'all, he does come with a record disc from his uncle's like record disc collection, and forgot to show you guys this. I do apologize about that. So yeah, this is what the disc looks like. I forgot to show you, and my mistake. So at least they really know the design for the face printing. I love that mask and hair combo piece for him, which is pretty good, which is this piece right here that is brand new. And I love the braid hair piece for him, which is pretty good. The neck cape looks good, and everything else for the character is nice, but I still wish they could make his color for his outfit black instead of purple, or yeah, like that light purple look, since it was supposed to be black in the film. Miguel is pretty good, since I love how they crushed it with the face prints, the hairpiece, and everything that we've seen for the figure looks so freaking good. I love how they added the micro scale figure of Lila, which is that little hologram that he talks to in the movie. So yeah, everything for Miguel is great. Spider-Gwen has to be the best figure of them all, since I totally love the nice look for her. She is incredibly detailed. It's so much better than the one from the bodega set, since they nailed the design for her hairpiece with the pink highlights and that blonde texture, and the face prints for her is 100% movie accurate. They really know the design for her arm printing, and everything else looks good, and even the face mask for him, which is her Spider-Woman mask. Werewolf Spider-Man is a blast right here, since I never collected any Lego Werewolf minifigures that often, but this one is so freaking insanely cool. Web Slinger is pretty nice for what you're getting. I wish they gave him some detailing for his side arms and legs, but Spider Horse is pretty good, but I know it's not accurate to the way it is in the film because it is in that miniature look. I love Spider Cat, even Spider-Man India looks pretty good with the chai tea. Sun Spider has to be the decent figure of them all, but I still did the crutches, those pieces that I meant to say earlier in the video, but they could just replace him with Jessica Drew, also known as Spider-Woman. Peter and Hobby are still great figures in my opinion. I love Cyborg Spider-Woman and Spider-Bite. So the most cool figures that I'm really into is Gwen, Prowler Morales, Miles G. Morales, Spider-Man 2099, Werewolf Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Cyborg Spider-Woman, Spider-Man India, and Hobby. Those are like the best figures that I've seen in the wave itself. And hopefully Lego will do the same thing with the series right here, as well as one of the sets for Beyond the Spider-Verse next year, because I would love to see that happening, because it would have been nice if they done something like this for Beyond the Spider-Verse in 2027, which is the CMF series, and also one of the sets like one set at a time for the film itself. But at least this is a pretty nice little wave, and I'm finally got all these figures, and I'm glad I'm finally reviewing this to you guys here on the channel for the lineup itself. So I don't have anything else to say, but that is all I've gone so far for this wave right here. So that is it for now. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to hit that like button, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new, hit that notification bell, the C button, and don't forget to Hulk smash that comment section down below. And tell me in the comments what you guys think about these minifigures for the lineup. I'll see you later.